So this is an overview of what you can do on the assessment list screen. So I'm going to tap assessments and I'm going to tap assessment list. This is a list of all the assessments I've done. And to view an assessment, I would just tap the arrow beside it or the right on top of the name. So if I want to go to short division, say near the bottom here, I just tap on it and it opens up my short division assessment with all the details. So I'm just going to go back and press this little back arrow. So I'm going to come back here to this list. So on this list screen, one of the things you can do is sort this information. So I can go to assessment at the top where you see this little drop down, and there's lots of ways to sort. I can sort by subject, and you can see language arts, math, reading, language, science. I can sort by grade. If you teach a combined class, I've taught a few combined classes where you teach, say, a 2-3 together. And so you kind of want to separate the assessments out. You can do that. I tend to use this date reverse order, or subject reverse order actually. And it just puts the by subject and in order of date, so the newest date is at the top. If you were a specialist teacher, class code would be one of the options, and so you could sort it by each class. So the assessments would be like 4 Van Tassel would be one class, 3 Colic would be another class, and so all their assessments would be together. You can also, if you tap this little menu button over to the right-hand side, compare assessments. So when I tap compare assessments, it just says select the assessments you want. So this can be useful if you're comparing one assessment to another. It could be maybe a spelling diagnostic you might have done early in the year and you want to compare it to one you did at the end of the year. This is one way to do it. I use it kind of when I'm doing conferencing. So you can see I have here a conferencing in January and a conference in February. Let's say I did a conference in January and I'm about to do my conference in February. I would create both. I would create the conference in February, select both like this, and do compare. What it does is then I can, when the student comes up to me, I can look at what we talked about last time, and so they said they were going to, choose some novels that weren't just graphic novels. I can ask them, like, follow up. Oh, so how are you doing with that now? What books are you reading now? And so it's kind of a follow up. It's an easy way to look to see what we had talked about last time, because it's a pain to go back and look for each student at the previous assessment. This is just a quick way, and then I would just do the new one here. I could press here, record the new conference. So we talk about the new book they're reading, blah, 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 save it, and tap out here, and I could put my new information in. So it's just an easy way to kind of do conferencing. So I'm going to go back to that list again by pressing the back button at the top. To edit any of the assignments or assessments, there's a little kind of cog button over to the left-hand side. So you see short division. Over the left-hand side, there's a cog. I'm going to tap that cog button. It takes me back to the screen that looks like when you created the assessment. And let's say I want to call it something else. Even though that's black up there, I can still tap in there. And I could say, I'm going to tap again and put short division like 2 or something like that. I could change any of this information, alter it, add more information down here if I want, and then just press submit at the top. So now this is called short division 2. I'm into the actual assessment. I'm just going to press the back arrow to get back here. So that's how you change information or alter information in an assessment you already created. Now you can delete assessments by using the trash can or rubbish bin at the right end of the assessment. So I'm going to go to the bottom where it says reading conferences February, and I'm going to tap that, and it says delete reading conference February, and I'm going to say okay or cancel. I'm just going to cancel. From the screen, you can also do the plus button and add assessments or create assessments this way, just like you can do from like the home menu. And you can also do searches in here. So I can press this little magnifying glass, and if I had a lot of assessments there, or I only wanted to find a certain group of them, subject, I can find all the mathematic ones, or all the ones that were a general list. So you just enter the information you want. Let's do mathematics that were general ones. I'm going to do start search, and it can be more information or less. I can find all grade 5, all grade 3, all term 1s, whatever. Start the search and ask if I want to sort the records. I'm just going to say no. And so you can see this found those particular assessments. And if I want to see them all again, I just press show all. And that's about it for this screen.